Hi guys, welcome back to Theme Park Bros. My name is Austin.
I'm Cam.
I'm also Austin.
We got something kind of different this week. We like to focus on theme parks, on Disney, Universal, anything. But as you know, Spider-Man No Way Home trailer came out, and it was crazy.
It blew everyone's mind.
It was everything that I think we hopefully could have asked for. Didn't want to reveal too much, but it left us on our toes. But
it did like chef's kiss, like Marvel, Sony, chef's kiss.
Pizza time.
Like it was just the right amount to make you just like go crazy. And we're gonna talk about maybe some fan theories, or some stuff that we noticed from the trailers, or things that we're excited about. Obviously, for those that are involved, you've probably seen a lot on TikTok and Instagram or social media, but we're just here to talk about that. And if you don't like that, then you can give that guy rent.
Give me rent. That guy, where is it? Give that guy rent. Give me rent.
Give me rent. So, I didn't notice the girls in the background behind us.
You see in the back? Oh yeah. She's like,
you want cookies?
So this week, since we are doing a new kind of thing, our fan theories on Spider-Man No Way Home, we actually are bringing a friend on the channel, Cole, bibbidi.bobbidi.beard on TikTok. We are going to leave his TikTok link down below. Go give him a follow. He makes funny content over there on TikTok. But yeah, we're going to have him join. Let's have him join right now. Hi, everyone. This is Cole, bibbidi.bobbidi.beard on TikTok. Cole, if you want to do a little introduction of yourself.
Hey, how's it going, guys? All right. Long-time Disney fan, long-time Marvel fan, recent content creator. Glad to be here.
Awesome.
We're glad to have you.
Exactly.
Yeah, so we have a big movie coming out in just under a month. Hopefully the biggest movie ever.
So yeah, there's a lot of speculation, a lot of theories with the newest trailer, a lot of different viewpoints, and obviously all over social media, there's people talking about this, people talking about that. So we're here to kind of talk about what, some of those and some of the stuff that we're kind of excited for. So I'm not sure if anyone has something they want to start off with right off the bat.
I do have to say that I do have a bet with this random kid on TikTok, $100. He bet me that Tobey and Andrew will not show up in the movie. He bet me this like 4 months ago, and I screenshotted all this stuff. It's like when the first trailer came out, and he was like, I bet you they're not in it. And I was like, I bet you they are. And he was like, $100. I was like, all right, sounds like I'm gonna have a good Christmas, like an extra $100. So yeah, I'll start off with that fun fact. So
or you won't get your $100 at all, and you'll never hear from him again.
So I honestly thought he was gonna delete the comment, but I went and checked back yesterday, and it's still there. So hopefully he's a man of his word. But we'll see.
Have you spoken since the most recent trailer?
No. So I should probably write him real quick. Probably write a comment, be like, you ready? Like, what's your Venmo? Like, I'll request you.
I hope you don't.
I think it's very obvious at this point.
Like I know he's probably sitting. Like if he remembers, he's probably sitting at home. Like, damn, I hope that kid doesn't remember the $100 that I bet him.
I never forget.
But yeah, there's still those doubters out there that don't think Tobey and Andrew in the movie when everyone knows it's pretty obvious. Especially with that Brazil trailer that came out and they leaked the lizard getting smacked in the face by air.
I mean, I think it was obvious even without that last little second. I mean, clearly the Electro and Lizard are not going towards Tom Holland.
He's
Spider-Man.
below him.
And then those leaked foot shots that are like, oh, these are fake. But I'm like, come on, it's the exact same scaffolding. Like,
scaffolding.
You're not fooling anyone anymore.
No, like it's there. They're coming.
The only thing I saw that I would be disappointed that would happen, but it looked cool from like a concept art, was in that final shot. It had Tom Holland with Doc Ock and Green Goblin against the other three villains. Not saying that's gonna happen, but it was just kind of cool idea because I'd never thought about that.
If they turn good, you're saying?
Like, yeah.
Well, like when in the part of the trailer where like Doc Ock like falls out of the building and you see like this like beam come out of the building.
I think Electro hit him. I think here's starting off our first theory. I think Doc Ock might end up being better-ish, just because that's kind of how he was in the towards the end of the second.
Like how he got finished off, like he was.
I don't think he's gonna be all bad. Well, I guess we don't know, because there was that scene of when he grabs Peter, and then it's somehow his nanotech, I think, mixed with Doc Ock's armor or his arms, because it's like all turning red.
Yeah, in the trailer, his arms were like, or the like tentacles were like
getting all messed up.
Like
red.
They're clearly changing. Yeah, they're clearly changing, and he's reacting to because you see him looking at it.
Yeah.
And yeah, there's been a lot of people like I've seen some people theorizing that like it's just changing because he's in a new universe now.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm like, we didn't see any examples like or anything remotely like that with like any kind of time hopping to like in Loki to suggest that he would just biologically start to change to some degree to fit that universe.
Or even like spoilers if anyone is listening hasn't seen Venom. Like even Venom, like when he came over and now he's a part of the MCU, he didn't change at all. Like he's still nothing him changed. I mean, we saw him for what 0.5 seconds in the MCU, so we have no idea. But I feel like you would have seen an automatic change if something like that was actually real. So I think he probably took a bit of like he could have ripped part of Tom's suit off and his tentacles did something with it. Or I don't know. But
when that last shot you see, because obviously they jumble up kind of the fight sequence, but that last shot when he's upside down on the wall and he goes to like literally like jab him right in the chest and the nanotech moves.
Yeah.
He doesn't have all of it anymore. He's clearly it is very reminiscent of Tony fighting Thanos, where the nanotech's just moving to where it is needed because he's lost some of it over the course of the fight. Mm-hmm. And the only way I see him losing it is because Doc took the nanotech. So, and that's when it moved off of his face
to his chest,
which is like, which it would make sense that it would stay on his face because that's like his central command with that suit in communication. So it moves, and then that's when he's like, "You're not Peter," which also is another dead giveaway. It's like they're outright confirming that
he's not who
Tom,
he thinks.
Yeah.
Another thing I saw too is like, what if the nanotech that Stark created fixes his, like the sensor on the back of his neck that kind of monitored like his arms to keep him in control of them. So like, what if it like fixed it to where he's in control of the arms instead of his, like the arms in control of him? That's another idea.
I like that.
Which is a little bit interesting.
Yeah, we'll see. I mean, I can definitely see him turning good, but also like.
Do you think he would be the one to turn good out of like all of the?
I think
out of all of them. But I also like we've seen in other Marvel trailers where they throw things in there and then we never see them in the movie. Yeah. So like that scene of him falling off the building might not even be in the movie at all, and that just could be like, oh hey, we're just gonna screw around with y'all's minds because we love your guys' theories and want to hear what people talk about.
Yeah, and it's good because people are talking about it.
Oh, Marvel has the best publicity. It's free publicity. Everyone just talks about it, raves about it, whatever. Also, one thing I saw, keeping it on the Doc Ock kind of lingo, when he's in the, whatever you want to call it, the cell chamber, and in the trailer where he's like, "What's your name again?" And he's like, "Dr. Otto Octavius," and they start laughing. There's also a theory that they're talking to another Peter Parker. Like they're talking to Tobey or they're talking to Andrew, and that's why they laugh. Like, "Oh, you have the same name as me?" It's funny. Like,
also, they said like the tentacles aren't like in attack mode or whatever.
Oh.
Yeah, I saw it, but they're also in a cage. So they can't really get out. Like, who knows? But I saw that one. I was like, oh, that's pretty interesting. Like, I mean, they could be talking to Doc Ock because it's a funny name if I heard it. Like, if someone came, "Oh, I'm Dr. Otto Octavius," and so I'm Doc Ock. But they could be talking to another Peter. He's like, "Oh, who are you?" "I'm Peter Parker."
I mean, it makes sense.
I'm Peter.
I thought about that too. Yeah. What villain are you guys looking forward to?
Honestly, okay, so before the trailers came out and we knew that the villains were kind of confirmed, it was Doc Ock. Because like Doc Ock was like always like my favorite Spider-Man villain from Spider-Man 2. And then I saw the first trailer and we got Green Goblin's laugh, and I was like, you know what? Like I'm really like hyped to see Green Goblin. Then we got the last trailer and I saw Electro. Like I don't know, I'm pretty hyped to see Electro in like the comic form, like the Universal Studios ride. Like how he's like that, I think that's sick.
I was nervous because the Amazing Spider-Man 2, like he was different looking than what you would have expected.
Yeah, he was like blue and stuff like that. It was weird how they did it.
Which there is a form in the comics about that, but I mean, it just kind of, I love the Amazing Spider-Man movies, it was just the writing and everything wasn't all there, and I feel like they tried too much. But I love him as a Spider-Man. Like, I think he's out of the three, I think he's like my favorite like Spider-Man like character just alone.
Andrew Garfield.
Yeah, I think he does a really good Spider-Man.
You're sitting in a lonely boat.
I know.
I'm actually no, I'm in the same boat. In the suit, he has that better Spider-Man look, like, because he's just like, he's gangly, and I just feel like he looks like Spider-Man, and like it's a little bit more fluid and like more Spider-Man feeling with like, even with the, I mean, we've got better effects now, but I mean, even Tom Holland, whatever, like he's not tall and like skinny and everything like that.
Yeah, he's like kind of like short and kind
he's
of
like short and stocky.
built.
Yeah, he's built. Yeah.
And I love the Amazing Spider-Man suit.
Are you guys saying Tobey Maguire's too chubby?
No. I like him as a Peter Parker. I think he's
I feel like he's the best Peter Parker out of the three.
Like he's a pretty little like shy,
nerdy.
Garfield was too cool right off the bat. Like he didn't do a good Peter, but he did a great Spider-Man.
And then that's when Tom, I think he's like a good decent mesh of all that. So, I mean, good casting. I'm excited for. I think you guys saw this. I saw it in the trailer because they came out with the TV spots. But obviously, Electro has an arc reactor on his chest.
I saw that,
and I looked it up today. I was actually curious more about Electro's backstory. So I read his origin on Wikipedia, and so he got.
That's a good site. That's a really.
Well, I mean,
incredible.
For general information, a lot of it's pretty accurate. But his storyline, obviously, he gets mutated with electricity, but he ends up stealing an arc reactor from Iron Man because it charges up his powers. Like it helps him like keep a good charge. So I like that. That really makes a lot of sense now.
And I think I saw that too, and I think that's key because a bunch of people are just like, oh, what we're having and that we're seeing, because even talking about Doc Ock looking like his armor was upgrading a little bit to like Stark colors with the gold and the red. But I saw some people mad saying, really, are we going to have more villains that are basically blamed on Tony Stark and stuff like that, just like his whole 3-movie arc and everything like that? I'm like, well, we are doing Armor Wars. Like that's the thing that's coming up. Like it makes sense that they continue down that storyline in some sense. And they had like the last movie that had anything about Tony's tech being a problem was a while ago. So doing things like that, I'm like, this has got to be a slow setup because that's going to be part of this next phase.
I don't know. Like you said, people have a problem with it. I don't have a problem with it. Like
me neither.
He made all this amazing technology, and people are going to want to try and take it and steal it and use it for bad and good.
Oh, go ahead, Austin.
So going to like the next up and coming thing coming to Marvel, Hawkeye. You think they're gonna finish the series before Spider-Man comes out, or do you think
it finishes the week? I think it's the week before.
So I've seen the first 2 episodes.
Ooh.
Oh yeah, because you got the preview.
Yeah, we got the preview at D23. Yeah, it's good. I mean, it's different, obviously. Like, and I know a lot of people hated the beginning of WandaVision and the kind of 70s build up, and that was just almost felt like filler to a lot of people. And then Loki like hit the ground running like right away. This is definitely different, but it is so in line with who Hawkeye is. So it's like anyone watching this, like if you're here because it's Hawkeye, you're going to enjoy it. If you're expecting like a Marvel movie, there's going to be hate again for the first couple episodes because we saw the first 2 episodes because the first 2 episodes do come out this week. It's not 1 episode, and I think it's only 6 episodes. So yeah, I think it ends.
There's only 6.
I think it's the week before. Or it's like the day before the movie. It's like,
and I think
they come out on Wednesdays, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, it comes out. It's going to be a Wednesday show again. Pull up a calendar.
And I saw that it takes place a little bit after the events of Endgame too. Like some time has passed.
So no, if it's 6 episodes, the last episode will come out the week after.
Okay.
Spider-Man.
A little overlap.
Okay, sweet. That's good. Well, at least now we have Marvel every week until the end of the year.
And that's obviously just a couple days before Christmas and a couple days before Boba Fett, which I think it's ending when it ends because of other non-Marvel related Disney Plus shows.
Well, I saw another theory.
I'm excited for Lizard too. I think they made him look a little better, a little bit more reptilian and not like as human-ish. Like
with his face.
Yeah, the face looked a little too human. Like I like how they're making it more reptilian and more lizard-like.
Yeah.
I'm not sure about Salmon how he's gonna be. You know, I don't know if he's gonna be like a big villain, because in the end of the Spider-Man 3 he turned like, you know, good, he confessed and whatnot, so I'm not sure how he's gonna end up having like the hatred for Spider-Man at the end of this. So
I feel like all the villains are kind of like, they aren't really like super bad.
I feel like kind of like Goblin. I feel like Goblin's gonna be like, I think he's gonna be like the leader.
Well, yeah,
I feel like he's the one that's gonna be the most kind of that or Electro. Like I don't like, those two are the ones I feel like they're the hotheads.
Well, I feel like Jamie Foxx's character is like pretty like shy and nerdy and stuff like that. He's not like a person like in charge or whatever.
Yeah, but he looks, and from the trailer, he looks pretty pissed off. Like, I'll say that. He looks very pissed off.
How sweet would it be if, like, when he comes in, I saw a trend or the theory if they played that song from like The Amazing Spider-Man 2, like his like dubstep music intro from The Amazing Spider-Man.
That'd be pretty cool.
That's like what they played when he came in.
His character confuses me the most because I mean, they outright pretty much with the trailer confirmed that it's those those villains from those other movies. And I mean, there's theories out there or things that suggest that because even Doctor Strange makes the comment about how like they all die like at the hands of Spider-Man. And it's just like, well, if he knows that, like, these are them before those events occurred, obviously, but everyone seems to be the same. Like, Goblin is the same, like, Doc Ock's the same, but Electro, obviously, they've corrected him.
Yeah.
But it's just like, they didn't, like, it seems, and like with Lizard's minor. Lizard's just kind of the appearance and everything like that, but it's the same actor, same everything. So, and then there's the line in the trailer when he seems really mad and he's just like, you're not going to take this from me.
Yeah.
Seeming like he just got something. So I'm wondering if something about how he ends up in this universe and gets his hands on the tech like before and basically becomes Electro in this movie in our universe.
Yeah.
Because obviously if he became Electro in the other universe, he's blue and looks like an eel and everything like that. So I'm curious about how that's all going to play out, because like everyone else is the same. So had everyone been a little different, it would have kind of not been so present and like so right in your face. So, and that one line, just that he's very angry and like, you're not going to take this from me. Like he just got something or something's going on.
Do you think he's going to show up like in the trailer, Electro, or do you think he's going to like be the blue eel guy and then he's going to like change like throughout the movie, or is he going to show up as...
Well, actually, that's a good thought. Going to what other Austin said about the arc reactor, it could be something to do with the comic origin. If he gets his hands on that tech in our world, it may control and basically suck that back in or something like that.
Yeah, I mean, the movie had like a chip in his head that would monitor his. He was like a battery, much. But the only thing I can
that's what Raven put in his head when they had him all hooked up to crap.
The only thing I can think of is like, what if this version of Electro is just, you know, how there's different variants like in Loki, and this is just a different variant of Electro too.
But that would just mean he's not from the Amazing Spider-Man, which that's the only thing to me, because I'm just like, it seems like everyone else is specifically from those movies.
That's true.
So again, it just makes him a bit of an outlier.
Yeah. I didn't think about that.
But I like the arc react. But yeah, I'm most excited that he looks 10 times better and everything like that. He's the villain. Going back to the question, he's the villain I'm most excited about as well. But I'm also the most curious, because I'm one of those people with sci-fi stuff that I'm just like, if you don't explain to me what the heck that is over there, I'm going to be really mad by the end of this.
Yeah, exactly. I'm the exact same way, because then I'll just dig on the internet, because someone probably has an explanation for it.
On the topic of villains, though, if they're going with the Sinister Six route, who's going to be the sixth one?
Is it Hobgoblin or is he counted in it?
I don't know.
Now, because I remember when they came out, and I remember I was all like Hobgoblin up. I was like, oh, it's Hobgoblin. And then like they did screenshot by screenshot of him like flying in, and I remember there was a leak of William Dafoe's costume, and he had just a hood and like the scarf on. So I think something happens to the original Green Goblin suit.
Might get injured.
And he just adapts what he's wearing. And he still has his gear. And I think Marvel just threw that in there.
I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if at some point it leads to Ned coming into, taking his comic role.
I think they keep him as the good guy, Ned.
I don't know. I don't know.
I like that thought, though, with something happening to his outfit, because then that further actually helps connect the Electro thing that we were just talking about, because we have Doc Ock, his armor, his claws are changing. We have Goblin, something about him changes. Electro, something about him changes. So like events in our world kind of change them, which also would be a really subtle way for Marvel to retcon characters that they're like, that's not how we would have made them look.
Yeah, we would have done this better.
So, yeah, we would have done it better, and here's how. But they'd have to correct that. But it could be something about that. Because like that's the other thing too from the trailer is it definitely looks as if basically the movie's going to progress, and we're going to have Goblin and Doc Ock earlier on, and it seems like the other three are like later in the movie and possibly the climax. I don't think Tobey and Andrew show up until the end. I think that, like, unless they just did some great editing, I think that whole, like, I can't stop them. They may come through at the same time as Sandman and all of them. Like, it could just be a...
Yeah, because they're there on the Statue of Liberty with the shield thing, and that's where Doctor Strange is. He's at the top of the Statue of Liberty. And then when Tom Holland flies into the 3 or 4 that were there or whatever... they're on like the top of the thing too. So my thing, I did see one thing.
Supposedly Tobey and Andrew are in an hour of the movie. Like that has been leaked. They're in an hour. They come in about halfway through. Obviously, I don't know when that battle is, because that looks like it would be the final battle. Supposedly it was been leaked by like someone who has been pretty spot on with the trailer releases, everything announced, that they have about an hour runtime in the movie. And they share this, and when they're in like the screen, like they're both there at the same time. Like it's not, it's just Tobey for a little bit and then it's Andrew. Like it's then always.
I think that's a good amount of time.
But speaking of going back on what you guys were saying when they're like, I can't hold them back, like everyone's coming in. Do you think it's just the last 3 or 4 villains that we're looking for, or do you think like this is when Multiverse of Madness is set up and we're getting some major things coming in?
I think that it could be something bigger that we're not.
How big of a role do you think Doctor Strange is going to have in the movie? You think he's going to be in it a lot, or you think it's just going to be like a Spider-Man movie?
I think he'll have a good role. I think it'll be almost like, I'm trying to think of another movie where another hero is kind of in their movie, but
he seems like they're basically their point of contact throughout. I mean, it starts with him and Peter. Then we've got that scene that's in a canyon somewhere with a train with him and Peter.
Where
he does the whole.
Well, did you see the TV? Did you see the TV spot today?
The city.
It's not a canyon. It's a city.
Oh, really? No.
Yeah. It could either be a canyon or it could be a city. But in the TV spot today, they showed that it's a city, and like Strange.
Like they're just on the subway.
Yeah, but it's like in the middle of the city. You can see the city behind them, and then Strange like flips the city again on top of them, so it's like almost like closing in.
Well, yeah, there's that like there's the one shot in the trailer with like the sinkhole, like it looks like New York's just coming in on itself, and then there's the train. But there's a lot of shots of him that seem like they're progressively throughout, because then he's talking to them about fixing it or Scooby-Dooing this and like fixing everything. And then the end when he's like, I can't stop it. Something I thought was interesting that I haven't seen anyone say anything about is that in the trailer when Strange is doing the spell and then it's clearly going wrong and he like pulls it back in and like stops it, and then it shows Doc Ock and you hear Goblin and it goes into like just boom 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 one after the other. But in that scene when they're doing that, the way the way that the editing is done and the way it looks so eerily familiar to What If and the Strange episode when his universe starts ripping apart and he then like locks himself in that chrysalis. But it's just because it's purple, it's the same lights, it's the same color, and like how everything, he's just on like a platform, almost kind of like how Asgard, but it looked like the same thing was starting to happen. Like they were messing it up and it was ripping apart our reality, and then he stopped it. But it's just it looks so similar to that.
Yeah, and I agree. Yeah.
Marvel doesn't make things look similar, so I'll be.
And do you think that what he like made into the ball thing is in that box, or do you think there's?
I don't know what I have. I don't know. I don't know enough about Doctor Strange to have any clue what that.
I think that box has something to do with capturing the villains. That's all I can think about. It has something to do with like.
But why would Peter like steal it and then like jet off with it?
See, I saw a theory about this. Is that
Walker? I think I was about to say the same thing, but you go.
Is that Doctor Strange said that every time that Spider-Man faces his villains, they die. But Peter Parker, that Tom, every time his villains haven't died, he's kind of saved them in the last little bit. So he doesn't. I don't think he wants to kill.
So he's trying to save them and probably bring them back to wherever they're from.
Yeah.
But also, like,
Doctor Strange is like, nah, man, you gotta let him die.
He's like, the timeline.
That would be an interesting plot device too for it, because we're literally coming into this movie on the heels of Mysterio essentially actually dying. I know a lot of people don't think he's actually dead, but that could be a good plot point. Is that like he is dead? And there's a lot of emotions Tom's having with that, and so now he's hearing that other Spider-Men have killed these other villains, and so it's kind of I'm not gonna be that Spider-Man, even though he's already kind of chipped away at being exactly that a little bit. Just like a week and a half earlier, something like that.
There's a scene that I know we're gonna have to kind of wrap this up soon, but there's a scene that it was very quick, and I'm kind of curious what it is, but it shows Aunt May running, like pissed and running quickly somewhere. Like I think something might be in her hand. I don't know what it is, but I'm kind of curious what's happening in that scene. I don't know.
Okay, question. It's like a twofer, so it's a yes or no. Do you guys think MJ dies?
No.
Do you think Happy dies?
I think if anyone, it might be Happy, but I don't know. I don't want to be given spoilers.
Because if you guys, oh my bad.
I think anyone would be Happy.
Because if you see when all the guns are faced at Happy's car, then Tom goes and tries to grab for the Goblin bomb. Then that same area where the car was explodes. So I'm not sure if something happens, or I don't know, but
yeah, I'm concerned for that too, because with the exit of Iron Man, the whole Happy kind of dynamic is always with Iron Man and with Tony.
I can see them doing
also that. Favreau just as an individual is very integral to everything they're doing Star Wars now on Disney Plus. So it could also just simply be we have to do something to get him out of the picture because he needs to focus on being a director. And it'd be a powerful moment. I don't think MJ dies though. I think
critical. Too.
I am hoping for the fan theory that like
Andrew
it's not even Tom, that it's Andrew that saves her. But what's interesting about that too is like I like that fan theory, but I also don't think it's possible, because what's interesting to me is that it's like they tell us that all the villains in their own respective universes die at the hands of Spider-Man. Well, they're not dead yet. So are we with Tony or Tobey and Andrew show up? Are they showing up at pretty much from the same points? So before, like, early versions of themselves before the events of most of the movies? Because if that's the case, then Gwen's not dead
that's true.
That's very true.
Andrew's, unless he's but that's also I hate the concept of time in Marvel movies because there is no concept of time. Like they could be from anywhere at any point in time, and just there's a circle. There's no start or finish.
It's like a weird freaky circle.
This whole thing is a circle, but not a real circle, more like a freaky circle.
Yeah.
Yep.
That's a good representation of it.
Piss off, Ghost.
I think we discussed a lot.
I think we discussed probably every theory that have ever been discussed.
Obviously, none of these theories are confirmed. It's all just theories. We don't want to intend on giving any spoilers by any means, because obviously I want to be just as surprised as you guys.
Now we sit and wait.
I just got to sit and wait for December 17th.
Or November 29th. There could be another final trailer.
Or we could fly over to Europe and see it early.
2 days early. I think I'm just gonna put my phone away for 2 days and just not
It's gonna because TikTok and YouTube and everything's gonna have
Italy.
That's gonna be.
Can you block regions? Is that an option? Can I just go into my settings?
And you can block phrases, words, or anything like that.
The block soups.
Yeah. I need soup screaming.
Here, thank you, bibbidi.bobbidi.beard. Thank you, Cole, for joining us.
Yes, thank you for joining us. Yeah. We had fun.
Thanks for having me.
We all had a passion of talking about this, so it was nice having you.
We probably could have talked for 3 hours.
Yeah.
We look forward to having you join later in the future. Maybe when we talk more, just typical Disney park stuff, kind of what our usual mojo is. So.
I'm a jack of all trades with all Disney properties, Star Wars, Marvel, everything. So whenever.
We'll definitely have you back. Awesome.
Okay, my name's Austin.
I'm Cam.
I'm also Austin.
I'm Cole.
We're the Theme Park Bros. Peace.
Peace.